Okay, this is gonna be my fight review from the Lord of the Ring King's Return, the battle with the rohirrims and the Eastlings. Uh, let's go. Sorry, Hadrian. Let's go. One thing I just want to say is when I think about the rohirrims in this movie, the Return of the King from the Lord of the Ring, is the rohirrims are probably based on the Anglo-Saxon and the Vikings, like inspiration-wise from Tolkien. It's where I think, and the Eastlings are much more inspiration from like the Moors, the Indians, like like with the elephant. I think the Moors in Spain, and this one like the Vikings. So it's my speculation of them, or Arabians, like warriors, like the Moors, and of course the I think some inspiration from India too, like not the Mughals, but the Mayoria, but it's some I think much more the Moors and Anglo-Saxon inspiration from the Rohirrims, the Anglo-Saxons, and the Moors from the Eastlings. And my favorite is absolutely I like much more. My favorite is the Eastlings. I really like them more with the elephants. The elephants, the big the elephants. And my favorite of all armors and all is absolutely the Eastlings. It's my favorite of them. And yeah, let's continue. And we know from like from many different sources, like the early book with tell the story before the King's Return, before the Hobbit, that the Rohirrims and the Eastlings are arch enemies. They are very much enemies, long before this battle. So there's not a new thing for them to meet the Eastlings. Maybe the only new thing is when they fight against the Oliphants, but they are not new opponent to the Rohirrims. They are very much long time battle because of first the Hadrians, and then the Eastlings. They built one together like this, the Wind Rider, and then they fight against the Gondor, and then the Gondor help the Rohirrims. They help Rohirrims, and then Rohan was the first line of defense against the Eastlings, and then later on, because they get fight together because they were arch enemy, and this kind of thing. So this battle is not the first battle in the Tolkien's stories against the Eastlings, but the first time we see a battle on the TV screen and this kind of thing. But it's not the first battle in history against these two, and I really hope that we will get some more very good. There is many good YouTube channels, and it's much better to explain this kind of thing with Lord of the Ring, and they are very good to explain. Very good stories they have, and I think they are very good in the stuff to explain everything about the Rohirrims and the Eastlings, the Wind Riders. But what I hope for is that we're gonna get some good explanation for the new Amazon TV series for the Lord of the Ring, and they hope to explain like everything with like the Balrogs, the Balrogs, the leader of the Balrog, the Oliphant's origin. Everything like they explain, like they really go deep to explain everything, like so we know more, and yeah, this is where I was it. Yeah, let's continue.
Make safe the city!
Yeah, I have to say, this is one of my absolutely favorite scene in of all the Lord of the Rings movies. Is one of my favorite scene when the elephants is lined up, and it's a really cool thing to see. It's not many movies that have like inspiration of an elephant and have an elephant in a battle. Like movies I can say is like Alexander the Great. There's one movie. So I have war elephant, Hannibal with war elephant. But there's not many movies that have elephants in it, like a military line with elephants. And I know, of course, I know this one is not elephant. It's a fantasy version of an elephant. It's called Oliphants. But what I mean with it is it's very uncommon to see elephants, inspiration and elephants in a movie battle scene, like an army of them. It's a reason why I really like this battle so much. For it's so unusual, especially too. It's unusual for a fantasy movie like Lord of the Ring. Lord of the Ring is very good because they have made so many different things that many other fantasy, they never copy anything from other fantasy movies. That is the good thing with them. Yeah, let's continue. And something I want to say about from the history talk, a very fast thing, is the elephant always was used. Many different things they were used for, but they were especially used if the enemy side have cavalry. The elephant was a very good thing against cavalry. For many times, the horses were very frightened of an elephant. Like the smell of elephants, they were very hard. For if you not have a very trained cavalry with horses and it's very much fight long time with elephants, it's very hard. Like it's similar to some like a cat and a dog. The horses get very panic when they see elephant. It's really panic. It's really hard to really focus the lance on the horse and this kind of thing when the elephant is on the battle scene. So this is a very like special thing. This is why these people in this scene was chosen to fight against the rohirrims, because rohirrims are horse people. They use the horse, and the other side use the elephant. So there's a very cool clash with like fire and water. They are like, both of them are like you have to be extremely well trained horses to fight against the elephants. Because the horses are super afraid of elephants, the sound, the smell, and all of this kind of thing. And we can see here in the scene what I mean. You can show it. Another thing, okay, I know this is a fantasy movie, but the one thing I really want to say, that the rohirrims, when they shoot them with the bow against the elephant, is normally if they have like a normal like a European bow, like a long bow, or like the bows they use at that time, inspiration wise, from like Anglo-Saxon bows, are more common to use on ground, not on horseback. But maybe it's not this kind of bow, but if it is this bow, it's very interesting. But probably they use a recurve bow, the rohirrim and the Isling, that like different style of like recurve bow. And for recurve bow it's a perfect bow on horseback, because it's very small, very wrong word to say, very short, and very perfect movable on horseback. With the bow, you can move it over the head, backward, shooting backward, this kind of thing. And I think they use both sides in this battle use a recurve bow when they fight, and yeah. No, I say wrong there. The Eastlings don't use any recurve bow. There was a normal bow, and that is a very interesting choice for me. Why do they not use a recurve bow? It should looks much cooler if the Eastlings in this movie use recurve bows on elephant, and the other side use the other bow. And it's interesting for me that they don't, but yeah. Like, I know it's one more fantasy movies some have like inspiration of elephant. It's like the newest King Arthur movie. Like, it's not new, but it's newest of the line of King Arthur movies. They have elephants, and like big towered elephants. But I think this one and the battle, Alexander the Great, the movie from Alexander the Great, 2004, when he fight against Porus. This battle is my favorite battle. When they have inspiration of like this one, inspiration elephant, another one they have elephant when they fight against Porus in the other movie. Yeah, let's continue. Yeah, I don't really. I don't really think that. But one thing that the elephant are their most sensory spot is always the head. Like when the mammoth ride on the elephant, they always use a chisel and a hammer, and if the elephant if they lost control of the elephant, the mammoth always with the hammer smack the hammer in the backside behind the elephant's head to kill it. And I think maybe that is some inspiration of it in this scene when they throw the spear. I have no idea how thick the skull are from the elephant in this movie. I have no idea. But there's also interesting thing at the Haradrians don't use any armor on the elephant. Like we know that elephant have armor protection. That is very interesting that they don't use any armor on them all, like totally any armor. It's very interesting. And the same for rohirrim. So the horses not had any armor either. It's interesting in this movie. I don't know what they tell in the don't remember what they tell in the book of this battle. If this battle they really have armor and this kind of thing. Let's quickly. Another thing that is very important to know that normally elephants are not animal in some really like battle. They always use like alcohol to make the elephant more aggressive, and they always use to fight. And it's very good tactic. The rohirrim warriors use that they shoot arrows against the head of the elephant in this scene. For the elephant get panic, like panic of things flowing through against them, and get very much panic. And yeah, so this is one very good tactic they use in this battle. And yeah, let's continue. But I must say, I think the elephant are probably one of the most coolest fantasy creature of all time. I think the Balrog, the elephant, is absolutely one of the coolest fantasy creature ever was created. I think So this is so cool to have this. The animal is so cool. Yeah, and one of the Nazguls was a king. I think, if I don't say totally wrong now, was a haradrim. Sorry if I pronounce the name very wrong. But haradrim. I don't know who Nazgul it was, but one of the Nazguls was a haradrim before they was turned into a Nazgul. Let's continue. Yeah, and this was my fight review for from the Lord of the Ring, King's Return, the battle with Rohan and the haradrim. Yeah, if you like the video, leave me a comment, this kind of thing. Okay.